Okay, hello there. Trying to do a test recording here, but it might end up being my real recording, so we'll find out momentarily. So that error that you showed me in Discord is probably has to do with something here is my best guess. When it says user access denied for localhost, that means the connection to your MySQL database is not running as expected. So, I have mine set up already, but I'm going to take you through the steps of how I got here so you know exactly what these things are saying. So the host will always be localhost because that's what you are more than likely running in your workbench right here, this local host that I accidentally just clicked on. This local host is the local connection you're going to be running on and where you're running your development SQL tables. So in here, that's where that refers to. Now the user and the password will be the next thing we work on, well, the last thing we'll work on, but the next thing will be this database key. The key database attaches to the schema you want to use, which is what it is here. In my example, it is blog app. That has the tables that I want for authors, blogs, and tokens. Or earlier, I was helping Robin with an issue on her end, and I downloaded her schema, and I connect to database Robin's blog if I want to use Robin's blog SQL information that she sent me, which I can also show you how to export data, and I can import it on mine and test it for you. But the username and password is something you have to create yourself. In the lectures, I believe Landers goes through the command line to create this, but we can actually use the GUI to make this a little bit easier for us. So right here in your management tab on the left-hand side of MySQL Workbench, you have users and privileges, and this is where you can add a custom username and a custom account, or a custom password for it to use. So I'm just going to create an entirely new one to make this very obvious how it works. Click on Add Account, and we're going to do Tracy _example, since this is going to be very obvious what it's doing. We don't have to limit the host matching, but I like saying, hey, make sure this account can't accidentally use something I have in deployment. I'm just saying I want it to only use local development stuff. And for the password, it doesn't matter what you give it as long as you remember it. I'm going to make it easy and say the password is Tracy. Then the next thing you have to do beforehand is to click on Schema Privileges, because right now this person has no access to anything. So I'm going to add a new privilege entry. You can either have it match all schema so it has access to everything, or you can say, hey, I want this user to only use the blog app schema and not be able to add, insert, delete, update, etc. into any other schema that I have in my list over here. So I want to select blog app. Cool. And then you're going to click on select all here, and that'll do everything except allow them to mess with other tables. So we're going to click apply, and that should be good. So right now, if I do an npm run dev, let's say I messed up this password by 1. There we go. We do an npm run dev, and oh, I forgot to npm install. My bad. So we're going to do that real quick. Also, if I seem like I'm in a hurry, I slightly am. As you know, I'm going to go get my suit fitted, so hopefully I can get this up and running for you here as an example, and hopefully this helps you figure out what you might be running into here. And then when I get back from that, I don't mind cloning your lab and giving it a shot with it, okay? So now that we've done that, we're going to try npm run dev again. And again, I messed up my password on purpose. So when it tries to do a GET request on localhost 3000, you should see a similar response from it. So localhost 3000, and you see we got an error because it can't get anything, right? That backfired. There it goes. There's the error. Nothing ever works the first time. And see, there's that error, access denied error, which is the one it looks like you're also getting. So that's why I'm assuming this is the issue you're currently running into. So again, localhost was the local host for your development server. I made a user called Tracy _example. I made the password for that example, can't spell. I made the password for that user, Tracy, and it connects to the database schema of blog app. And so now the server is restarting. I come back here and refresh, and I now have access back again into my blogs. And something I saw earlier, if you haven't corrected it already, is remember in your blogs.js, you had like a class table right here, like let class table equal new table. You pass in the parameter of the name of the table you're passing in. In my example, it is blog app tables, blogs. That's what I'm passing in as an argument. And so this table class that they have created for us stores that reference in the blogs variable here, which then has access to get all, which is a promise, get one, which is again a promise, and things like that. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and end this recording, and hopefully that helped you figure out what error you might be running into.